Bedtime with Mrs. Honeybee. Today, in the Honeybee neighborhood, we're going on a rescue mission to save Harold's doggy friends.
We just got the news today that a local animal shelter has too many dogs and not enough kennels. Yes, Harold, where all your friends live. Don't worry, pup. We'll figure out how to save them.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
Oh, Melody Bee, did you hear the news?
About the animal shelter? Yes, Mrs. Honeybee, I rushed over as soon as I found out. We've got a fluffy predicament on our hands. We'll need all hands and paws on deck to solve this.
Let's go save those dogs. All you have to do is close your eyes, get cozy, and listen to the sound of my voice. Mrs. Honeybee will be your guide. Let's begin. You are here in the Honeybee neighborhood, walking up to our brightly colored door to knock. There's an unusual amount of activity buzzing in the air today. Barks from riled up dogs are heard from near and far. You can already hear Harold barking his input, as if all the dogs of the neighborhood are having a discussion amongst themselves in the open air. Mr. Honeybee opens the door and welcomes you in as he updates you on the urgent situation that is developing.
Good timing, my little honeybee. We don't quite know the full details of what's happening, but Harold has been talking with the neighborhood dogs all afternoon. He's still out there.
Mr. Honeybee leads you to the sliding back door where me and Melody Bee are anxiously listening and waiting to get the scoop. You look out into the backyard to see Harold with his paws up on the fence and his snout up in the air. He's answering distant barks with howls and whimpers and little barks mixed in.
Mrs. Honeybee, can you hear what he's saying? Something about being squished?
Yes, something about being too many and feeling squished, and something else about wanting to go home.
I heard home too, but I'm still picking up the whole dog language thing.
You'll get it, Mr. Honeybee. You picked up bumble language very quickly. Dogs have a very complex communication system.
You stand at the back door with us. We're all trying to listen without looking like we're listening. When Harold looks back at us behind the door, we quickly look away and busy ourselves doing something else. When he notices that you've arrived, he runs in from the backyard and paws at the door to come in. What is it, Harold? What's going on? Harold explains that the neighborhood dog shelter has reached its capacity for residents. It no longer has room to take in any more houseless pups. The resident dogs are worried because they're so squished, and they heard word that the whole shelter was going to be shut down. They contacted Harold because they knew he had us to always help him. The dogs at the shelter and all the future dogs the shelter will help need us. We need to intervene, but how? We step out into the backyard to put our heads together. Standing in the sunshine, take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Allow the fresh air to wipe your mind clear of everything besides this moment so you can focus on a solution. Then, slowly, breathe all the way out through your mouth.
Why don't we at least go over to the shelter so we can see what we're really talking about here? I know I can build something for them, but let's see the situation for ourselves.
You grab Harold's leash and we head out to the shelter. When we arrive, we quickly see how overwhelmed the staff is. Everyone we see is holding at least 2 puppies, walking several dogs on leashes, and at the same time trying to wrangle other pups that have managed to escape their cozy kennels. Harold jumps and twists about, itching to get in there and see all of his shelter friends. We walk up to the gate just as one of the staff members is passing by. You kindly offer our help wherever it's needed, and she breathes a sigh of relief. The shelter has more dogs than they know what to do with, and if they don't find suitable homes for them soon, the entire shelter will be shut down. She whispers, most of them just need some love and attention for now. We can't do it all ourselves.
That we can definitely help with, ma'am.
She lets us in for the task of playing with and snuggling all the dogs we can. You find the nearest pup you can and start a game of fetch that attracts 3 more. When they get tired and go back to their kennels willingly to sleep, you find a puppy pile around the corner. All these new baby puppies are whining, desperately wanting snuggles. You hop into the middle of the puppy pile and they give you as many puppy kisses as you can handle. Once those puppies are lulled to sleep, you join Mr. Honeybee, who is hauling big bags of kibble over his shoulder to fill the trough of dog food for everyone. This sound attracts half the dogs on the property to that exact location. They rush behind you and Mr. Honeybee to gobble up the food. You carefully squeeze through all the pups and barely make it out of the growing pack. While the dogs are eating, we think about what else we can do to help.
I have an idea.
Mr. Honeybee takes off back to the parking lot without telling us his plan. Together, we stay behind and take a look around the shelter. How can we fit more dogs in here? The big kennels are packed full of dogs. They already have bunk beds and kennel roommates to maximize space. That's when you mentioned that, better than making more space for dogs, what if more dogs had a home? Great idea, my little honeybee. We just need to find all these dogs' homes. Melody Bee, do you think we can convince Mr. Honeybee that we need to adopt all these dogs?
Mr. Honeybee will be way easier to convince than Harold. Just look at him snarling at you for even suggesting he not be the only dog anymore.
Aw, I didn't mean it, Harold. You're the only pup for us. But where can we put all your friends? Just then, we hear a big truck beeping like it's backing up. At once, we run out to the parking lot to see Mr. Honeybee backing in a big truck, one that's big enough to hold all the extra dogs.
Look, it's a pick-up truck. Get it? Not a pick-up truck.
We got it, my dear. What are we going to do after the pick-up truck picks up the pups?
I'm not sure. I was hoping you three would have come up with an idea by now.
Oh, I have an idea. What if we follow the ice cream truck around, and when people come out for their ice cream, we ask them if they would like to give a loving home to a wonderful pup?
And who knows, they might get a new home and an ice cream cone.
It's worth a shot. Who doesn't want a loving home, a loving dog, and an ice cream cone?
One by one, we fill the pickup truck with all the houseless dogs and begin driving around in search of the ice cream truck. We cannot find it anymore, but we drive by something that gives Melody Bee another idea.
Is that people park up on the hill almost done? Doesn't it have a big fence around it?
What's a people park? Do you mean the park?
It's a people park. If we call the dog park, then we have to call the park for people the people park.
Are there parks for other animals, though?
That's a great question. Why don't all animals have parks? Water has parks. Amusement has parks. Cats need parks. Bees need parks.
To answer your question, Melody Bee, yes, the people park is done, and yes, there is a fence all around it.
Oh, I think I know what you're thinking. What if we combine the people park with the dog park?
Wouldn't that be a great place for all the houseless dogs? And all the people who play at the park will always have someone to play with.
With our plan in place, I turn the truck around to head up to the people park that has just been built. The dogs in the back of the truck bark with excitement. Since it's such a beautiful day, you roll down the window and let your arm hang out like it's flying on the breeze. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Feel your chest and your spirits lift. Then, slowly, breathe all the way out through your mouth and know that you are helping so many pups in need. When we get to the people park, you and Mr. Honeybee jump out to help me back the truck up to the fence. We will have to quickly open the back of the truck and the park gate so no dogs get out. You open the gate, and together we form a path for the dogs to go straight from the truck through the open gate. On the count of 3, 2, 1, Mr. Honeybee opens the trailer. All the pups rush out of the truck and into the park, basking in the sun, running free and wild through the grass. Mr. Honeybee points to the far side of the park where there's a line of trees.
We can build as many houses as they need, right along the trees.
Oh, and we can give them automatic feeders like Harold has.
They'll have everything they need, including people to love them. What a fantastic solution. We make a great team. Oh no, I can't cry before our teamwork is even done. Don't cry, Melody Bee, don't cry.
With a team high five, we get to work building enough dog houses for everyone. There's even more room to add more if needed. While we work diligently, we also let ourselves be distracted by all the adorable dogs who are so grateful for our help. Puppies, dogs, and even senior dogs are among the bunch. We line the dog houses with warm blankets that are donated to the shelter. Any old towel or blanket that people don't use is perfect for rescue shelters. With the feeders in place, the house is built and ready, we stand back to appreciate our hard day's work. The dogs bark and play happily without a worry in the world, just like they should be. We built a safe haven for the dogs who had nowhere else to go. Now they will always have a home. That's when we hear the gate open again. The People Park has its first visitors. But it's not just a people park anymore.
This is the world's first, well, what should we call it?
How can we combine a people park and a dog park into one name?
A pupple park?
Pupple Park.
The Honeybee Neighborhood Pupple Park.
The Honeybee Neighborhood Pupple Park.
The first of its kind, but surely not the last. Harold, now you'll have a dog park and a pupple park full of friends nearby. We watch with smiles on our faces and gratitude in our hearts as the people and the pups match up with one another. The younger babies toddle over to the puppies, who share their enthusiasm for sand. The older pups gravitate to the older kids and adults who can throw their toys far, and they play riveting games of tug-of-war. The even older pups sit beside the grandparents who enjoy the park just as much as everyone else. Together, they read in the sunshine, feed the birds, and enjoy the joy in the air. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Feel the sensation of your heart beating once, twice, 3 times. Then slowly breathe all the way out through your mouth and feel good about making this world a better place. Before you can decide on a pup to play with, one of your favorite kinds of dogs comes up to you and nudges you to play. You run off after the pup who chose you and play the rest of the afternoon away. By the end of the day, we all collapse onto the grass watching the sunset. The almost houseless dogs curl up in their warm, cozy dog houses for the night. You pet Harold's fluffy ears, so excited to be a founding member of the Honeybee neighborhood's first Pupple Park. Always remember, Mrs. Honeybee believes in you. You are special and you are loved. I can't wait to see you again.